Seven worst cities to visit in England. Hey there, fellow travel lovers. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're all about uncovering exciting travel spots, hidden gems, and the truth behind some of the most talked about destinations. Now, today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're diving into the 7 worst cities to visit in England. But don't worry, we're not here to rain on anyone's parade. When you think of England, you probably imagine famous landmarks, charming towns and vibrant cities like London, Manchester, or Edinburgh. But what if we told you that not every city in England gets rave reviews? Some places just don't have the same tourist appeal. But hey, that doesn't mean they don't have their own charm. So sit back, relax, and let's explore some of the 7 worst cities to visit in England. By the end of this video, you'll probably have a whole new perspective on these cities. And who knows, maybe one will end up on your travel bucket list. 7. Leicester. Leicester, known for its deep historical roots, Leicester is the city that gave us King Richard III, who was famously discovered beneath a parking lot. Sounds exciting, right? But here's the catch. While Leicester is packed with history, it doesn't always seem to keep up with the fast-paced, buzzing vibe of other cities. Leicester is often described as being a bit quiet for a major city, and while it's great for history buffs and those looking to explore its heritage, it's not the place for those seeking a lively, tourist-centric atmosphere. The shopping scene? Pretty average. The nightlife? It has some, but it's not as exciting as bigger cities. That's why it makes the list of 7 worst cities to visit in England. Not because it's bad, but because it's often overlooked in favour of flashier destinations. Still, if you love history and you're curious about the story of Richard III, Leicester could be your perfect stop. 6. Southampton. At number 6, let's talk about Southampton. This city is famous as a major port, especially for cruise ships, so it's got a lot of maritime energy. It's home to the Sea City Museum, which gives you a glimpse into its seafaring past. But here's the deal. As a tourist destination, it doesn't always have the kind of charm or vibrancy that other seaside cities like Brighton or Cornwall have. Southampton's city centre can feel a bit industrial, and although it does have its moments with the waterfront and shopping, it's not the place for those looking for a rich cultural experience. So while you might stop by if you're boarding a cruise, it lands in our 7 worst cities to visit in England for those seeking a full vacation experience. But hey, it's still a nice spot if you're into history and don't mind the more low-key vibe. 5. Milton Keynes. Next up at number 5 is Milton Keynes, a city that really shows how modern planning can create a whole new community, complete with endless roundabouts. Built in the 1960s, this town was designed to be efficient, with lots of green spaces and a very modern look. It's definitely not your typical historic English city, and while that's great for practicality, the charm of the old cobbled streets and ancient castles can be a bit missing. If you're someone who enjoys shopping malls and sleek contemporary design, you might love Milton Keynes. But if you're looking for something with a bit more soul, it could leave you feeling a little disconnected from the real England. 4. Sheffield. At number 4, let's talk about Sheffield. Known for its steel industry and being surrounded by beautiful greenery, Sheffield has a lot going for it. But here's the thing, when it comes to being a top tourist city, it doesn't quite have the same draw as places like Leeds or Manchester. It's got a cool art scene, some interesting museums, and lovely parks, but it can sometimes feel a bit unfinished. The industrial past of Sheffield is still very much a part of its character, and while that's appealing to some, it might not have the shiny, modern appeal that travellers are looking for when they think of a major city. It's not exactly the first place you'd book for a city break. However, if you're into outdoor adventures and a slower pace, Sheffield's natural beauty can be an unexpected treat. 3. Birmingham. Let's move on to number 3, Birmingham. As England's second largest city, it's got a lot going on. From a thriving art scene to bustling shopping districts, it seems like there's always something happening. But here's the thing. When compared to other major cities like London or Manchester, Birmingham often feels a bit ordinary. There's no shortage of things to do in Birmingham, but it's not known for having the same iconic landmarks or picturesque views that make other cities stand out. While it's a great place for locals and for business, it doesn't have the immediate wow factor that tourists often look for. Don't get us wrong. If you're into museums, shopping and food, Birmingham still delivers. It just might not be the top choice for travellers looking for more famous or picturesque spots. 2. Nottingham. At number 2, we've got Nottingham. Famous for its Robin Hood legends, Nottingham has a rich medieval history that draws in some history enthusiasts. But while the city has some fantastic landmarks like Nottingham Castle and the caves under the city, it doesn't always live up to the hype. The vibe can feel a bit subdued, and the overall city experience doesn't have the excitement of places like York or London. If you're looking for action-packed adventures and vibrant nightlife, Nottingham might feel a little too quiet and unassuming for your tastes. While it's a great place to learn about England's past, it doesn't always have the same energy as other tourist-friendly cities. And that's why it finds itself on our 7 worst cities to visit in England list. Not because it's bad, but because it doesn't have the same draw for many visitors. 1. Plymouth. And finally, at number 1, we have Plymouth. This seaside city has some historical charm and beautiful coastal views. However, many visitors feel like there's not much else going on here. Aside from the gorgeous waterfront and places like the Mayflower Steps, Plymouth doesn't have a ton of iconic attractions or things to do. For tourists seeking excitement, adventure, or even a bustling food scene, Plymouth might not hit the mark. But here's the thing. It's still a lovely place to visit for those who enjoy a peaceful, quieter getaway. The city's charm might not immediately scream tourist hotspot, but for those looking for a slower pace, it could still be a perfect retreat. And that wraps up our list of the 7 worst cities to visit in England. Remember, each of these cities has its own unique vibe, and while they may not be the top destinations for everyone, they certainly have their own stories to tell. It's all about what kind of experience you're after. So, what do you think? Do you agree with our list? Or do you think some of these cities should be rated higher? Have you visited any of these cities and found hidden gems? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss an exciting travel update. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.